In this video, we will see about agglomerative hierarchical clustering algorithm. We are going to follow a tree structure, a hierarchical structure. And in this, we have two types, agglomerative hierarchical algorithms and then divisive hierarchical algorithms. So what is the first category is, in case of agglomerative, each data point is treated as a single cluster from your data set. And then you are going to successively merge the different data points to form pairs of clusters. And this hierarchy of clusters will be represented by means of a graphical representation, which is called as dendrogram. This is a very important thing, okay? Or it is also known as tree structure. So this is how we are going to proceed with this algorithm. And if you consider the divisive hierarchical algorithms, in this, it is just the reverse of the first one. Here, all the data points are treated as one big cluster initially, and you are going to now divide them. You're not going to join them, you're going to divide them. So the process of clustering involves dividing the one big cluster into various smaller clusters. So in both the cases, when you reach the optimal criteria that you will set, then you will stop the process. So generally in agglomerative, we will go till we get one big cluster because we are merging. Whereas in case of divisive, we will proceed the algorithm till we get the number of clusters is equal to number of data points. Then how it is called as clustering? In the first case, you are merging and coming up with only one cluster. And in the second case, you are splitting everything and coming up with n number of data points. Then where the clusters are formed. So that we will see. So for that only, we are using this dendrogram. Now let us focus on the graphical representation to understand. So in agglomerative, I am going to first treat all the data points separately. A, B, C are the data points. Then I'm going to join two clusters. Initially, all the data points will be considered as separate clusters. Now I'm going to join two clusters and form one combined cluster. So BC are joined, then I'm getting BC. After that, next I will combine A with BC, I'll be getting ABC. So I have now three levels in this clustering. If you consider the other one, in divisive, you are going to divide. You are going to start from the top and you are going to divide it. Okay, so DEFG is first divided into DE and then FG. And then this is divided into D and E separately, and this is divided into F and G separately. So individual clusters are now formed. Now we will see on agglomerative hierarchical clustering algorithm. So let us focus on the steps now. The first step is you treat each data point in your data set as a single cluster. So at the beginning of the algorithm, we will have K clusters, but this K is nothing but it is number of data points. And after that, you're going to join two closest data points to form one cluster. What is the meaning of closest data point? That we will see later. You're going to join two closest data points to form one cluster. And this will result in total of K minus 1 clusters. Initially, you have K clusters. Now you are reducing one by joining two. So you have K minus 1 cluster. In the next step, again, you will join two closest clusters. This will result in a total of K minus 2 clusters. So this process will be repeated until you are going to form a single big cluster. When the number of clusters is 1, you are going to stop your process. And once you finish this, you are going to use dendrograms to divide into multiple clusters depending upon your problem. Okay. Now let us see what are the distance measures we are going to use in this agglomerative clustering. So to calculate the closest distance between two clusters, we are going to use linkage methods here. I told you that you are going to find the closest distance between the two clusters and then you are going to join them. So how to find the closest distance between the two clusters? For that, various metrics are used. Some are listed here. It is not that you have only 4 metrics. Many are available. I have listed important things. So the first metric is called as single linkage. So in case of single linkage, what we are going to do here, we are going to find the closest distance between two clusters. Closest is not going to tell shortest. Okay, it is having different meaning in different algorithms. If you go for a single linkage method, we are going to find the shortest distance between the closest point of the cluster. For example, you can consider here I have one cluster in this, another cluster in this. Now I am going to join the points. For that, what I will be doing is I am going to consider the shortest distance between closest points of the cluster. So that is nothing but this is the shortest distance. So I'm going to consider this. When I do that, that is called as single linkage. And the second is called as complete linkage. So in this, you are going to consider the farthest distance between 2 points of two different clusters. So in this, I'm going to consider the farthest distance. This is the farthest distance in this cluster. So I'm going to consider this for joining. And if you go for average linkage, you are going to find the average distance between each pair of data sets in two clusters. That is nothing but you take the first point in the first cluster, join it with all the remaining points in the second cluster, find the average of it. Similarly, you take the second point from the first cluster, join it with all the remaining points in the second cluster, find the average of it. Likewise, you are going to proceed. If you do that, that is called as average linkage algorithm. But here, it is going to involve more computation because for every point, you are going to find the average distance with other points in the cluster. And the last one is called as Watts linkage. And this method is not based upon the distance. It is based upon variance of the clusters. Now let us see what is a dendrogram. So this dendrogram is a diagram that represents the hierarchical relationship between the objects. And this is mainly used to display, very important thing is it is going to display the distance between each pair of sequentially merged objects. That is, you are going to merge the clusters sequentially one by one. And when you are merging them one by one, it is going to tell you what is the distance between those pair of clusters you are merging. And we can use this to study the hierarchical cluster before deciding the number of clusters according to our data set. Okay, first you finish the dendrogram. From that only you are going to choose how many clusters you are going to have in your method. And here the distance at which the two clusters combine is called as dendrogram distance. With the help of this distance, we are going to find the number of clusters. Okay. Now let us see how it is going to look like. So this is nothing but it is a tree that shows how the clusters are merged as splitted hierarchically. If you consider this is a dendrogram, this is a tree structure. In this we have different nodes. The box, rectangular box represents various nodes, as well as the red color circle represents the various nodes. And this internal rectangular box is nothing but it is a cluster. It represents the cluster. Okay, and leaf node is also a cluster. But what is the difference between this and this one is the leaf node is called as singleton cluster. The meaning of singleton cluster is the cluster is going to have only one member. Whereas the internal rectangular boxes represents clusters where we have more than one member. So they are not singleton clusters. So all are clusters here, but leaf nodes are singleton clusters. And this is the algorithm for agglomerative clustering. So first, we are going to compute something called as a distance matrix. Okay, and after that, we are going to select each point to be a cluster initially. Then we are going to repeat certain steps until a single cluster remains. Like we are merging them till we reach one cluster. So what are the steps we are going to do? So you are going to merge the clusters only. At a time, you can merge only two clusters, not more than that. So merge the two closest clusters. This is a very important point. And then update the distance matrix. So now let us see the strength and limitation of hierarchical clustering algorithm. So in this hierarchical clustering, we have the strength as it is easy to understand and implement, and no need to pre-specify any particular number of clusters, because in k-means I told that is a disadvantage. At the beginning of the algorithm itself, you have to specify the value of k. But here, no need to pre-specify any particular number of clusters. The desired number of clusters can be obtained by cutting the dendrogram at proper level. Okay, you are going to cut the dendrogram, what you are going to form. According to the distance at which you are cutting, the number of clusters can be formed. And they may correspond to meaningful classification. Okay, every cluster is now going to give you some meaningful classification. And there are certain limitations with this algorithm. This algorithm does not work well with vast amount of data. And then all the approaches, whatever we are going to use for calculating the similarity between the clusters, have their own advantages and disadvantages. So you have to choose them properly. And in hierarchical clustering, once you decide to combine two clusters, then you cannot undo the effect. Okay, if I say that I'm going to combine two data points 5 and 6 to form a new cluster, I cannot undo that effect. So these are all the limitations we have in the hierarchical clustering.